Is love worth 5 grand every month? What would you choose? Welcome to Soft Life, Hard Truths, where lifestyle dreams meet bank account realities. I'm your host, Tegan J. Come on in. I want you to stay. How are you all doing today? How's your week going? Let's talk about it. Good week, kind of shaky. It's a lot going on. Government shutdown. Food still high. I don't know. Bills are still due. It is the first. So yeah. Mm. Hopefully your week is going okay. And if not, I hope it gets better. It will. It will. Don't worry. You're gonna be okay. We in this together. My week has been okay. I cannot complain. I will not complain. My week has been fine. Um, just waiting to hit the lotto. hmm So I can live well. But yeah, other than that, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good. Okay. So let's hop right on into these topics, okay? Let's just dive straight in, y'all. Let's just dive straight in. First topic of today is being realistic. Being realistic. Keeping it real. Okay? Keeping it real. So my question to you is, when do you get realistic with yourself? When do you get realistic with your child about needing to switch careers or making some type of different move or changing their dreams? For an example, you have a son named James. James is 36. James wants to be a rapper. hmm 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 James is recording in the underground studios. He been at this for 15 years. He hasn't blown up yet. He hasn't blew up on social media. Um, hasn't been able to go mainstream yet, but he's still all in there, right? James is still all in. But James also, is unable to support himself because he is chasing his dreams of being a rapper. At what point do you say, all right, maybe I need to consider something else? Maybe this isn't quite the path for me. Mm-mm-mm-mm. At what point do you say that? Or maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. You've had dreams of starting your own clothing brand and you've been at it for 16 years now and you just haven't quite been able to get it to where you need it to be. You're not able to work another job because, hey, you got to put your all into your clothing brand. At what point do you say, I might need to pivot? When do you say that? Your child has dreams of being um, a hoop star, and she doesn't even make the team, the main squad. I forgot what they call it when you got a secondary team and then you got the main team. She can't make the main team, but she went on to college to play and she had to ride the bench majority of the season. The coach put her in when the games is down and it ain't no coming back. Like you can tell that this your child isn't talented at this. This is not going to, open doors because you can see that the skills are not there. It's not yielding the fruit that you are expecting it to yield for it to be something as big as a career or life changing. At what point do you pull the plug? I know that is a hard decision to make. That is really tough to have. That will be a really tough conversation to have with yourself or to have with your child. But what happens when the conversation needs to be had? Especially if it is impacting us being able to take care of ourselves financially. At what point do we have those conversations? Because in a sense, it's almost like you're telling someone or you're telling yourself, I need to change my dreams, or you're crushing your own dreams or crushing somebody else's dreams. You don't want to do that. But reality does have to sit in. I don't know. That was a topic that came up when I was talking with some friends, and I was like, man, that is a good question. I need to ask it on the podcast. At what point do you pull the plug on something? Let me know in the comments. I need to know. Somebody, please tell me. I don't have the answers. I do not have the answers to that. But I would like to know what that looks like. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Next topic. We're going to keep it real light and breezy today, y'all. Remarrying and spousal support. Let's just say you divorced your husband, okay? And you are getting 5,000 a month for spousal support. And so if I'm not mistaken, spousal support ends when you get remarried. Would you remarry? If you found the love of your life, you found the one, and y'all want to make things official, would you like officially marry that person? Or would you do like some type of um spiritual, emotional ceremony, but not a legal one? What would you do? Because you got to think about it. You will be giving up though that 5 grand. That's money in your pocket. You know it's coming every month. Is love worth 5 grand every month? What would you choose? The 5 grand or being in love and being able to legalize your love, legally claim your love? What you picking? I don't know. For me, I think spousal support does like have a time stamp on it, right? When you get spousal support, it doesn't go forever. It goes, I think, for a certain amount of years. I would probably just marry my boo after those years are over. But I don't know. I would have to weigh the pros and cons. I don't know. Because if he's a very wealthy man, is it even worth it? Like, away with the spousal support, that's if that's pennies to us, that's different. But I don't know. $5,000 isn't chump change, and who can't use an extra 5K a month? Bare minimum, that's taking care of the mortgage. Who can't use that? So would you give up the $5,000 a month for love? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Last topic. RV living. Would you live in an RV or not even an RV? Those a lot of people nowadays are taking buses and they're gutting them out and they're turning into little, RVs or mobile homes. Would you do that? Would you be willing to do that? The amount of money they save, I'm sure, is incredible because you got to think about it. You don't have mortgage or rent. You don't have electricity. The only utilities you really have is gas until it's time for repair or maintenance. But I mean, you have that with a home as well, right? And you have that with a normal vehicle. So I mean, it seems like there are some pretty good, pros to this. I don't know. But you will also have to be okay with living in like such a confined space. And I don't know about that. And then I've seen some people where they will put like showers in theirs, and little restrooms, but then not all of them do. So like if yours doesn't have a shower in the restroom, what are you gonna do? I know some people join the gym so they can always have access to showers and restrooms, but man, the inconvenience would be absolutely insane. Like my home I'm in now, I feel like it's not big enough. So I really can't see myself like just going into a bus or a RV. Like, I don't know, I probably feel like the walls are closing in on me. But the money you will save will be great. It will go crazy. It will really go crazy. I probably will be able to do that like if I was trying to achieve a certain goal, like for a certain amount of time. So like maybe if, I'm trying to get a house built and I don't want to, you know, take out loans and things like that. Like okay, I know I can live in this RV for a year and a half, and boom, I'll be good. Something like that, maybe, and heavy on the maybe. Um, but to just go be free living off the land in an RV, I don't know if I could do it. I don't know. Can you? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you can do it. I just it's tough. But the savings would go crazy. I'll say it again. It would go crazy. I don't know. I don't know. hmm I don't know. Let me know. What would you do? Have you done RV living? Have you been thinking about it? Let me know in the comments. Talk to me. Let me know. Let me know. Mm. Okay. Finance column. Here's the tip for today, y'all. Real easy, real simple, nothing too crazy. Prioritize eliminating or decreasing your high interest debt. Let's talk about it. So, if you are in a space where, and I know things are tight right now, stuff is crazy expensive, a lot of people being laid off, there's very limited additional income. Like, I get that. But if you are in a space where you can, you got a little extra money, you can save, and you got enough to like help pay off some things, tackle those high interest rate debts. Like, if you have a car loan and your interest rate is 19%, get that out of here. Like, that needs to be your mission to get that out of here. Those credit cards, get them out of here. That I'm not saying don't use credit cards, 'cause that's not what I'm saying. But if your interest rate is something crazy, you need to get that debt down because it is costing you so much money, costing you a lot. Um, I know you guys have heard of the snowball method. If you have not, we'll talk about that. Um, but come up with you a plan to pay off your debts. If you have multiple credit cards, like let's just say you got 3 credit cards, they all have the same amount of debt on them. Let's just say they all got 5,000. You always want to tackle the ones with the highest interest rates. Get those out of here first. Get them out of here. And then you can call these credit card companies and ask them, can they reduce your interest rate? You can. Now, will they always say yes? No, they won't. But let them tell you no. Don't tell yourself no. Do not tell yourself no. Um, it does not hurt to ask. I always let them tell me no. So focus on decreasing that high interest debt, y'all, because it's killing us. It is really killing us. If you can, that means you gotta sit down, go through your expenses, and I know that may be difficult, but do it. It will pay off. Do it. Okay. Hard Truth Hotline. hmm Am I the a-hole for kicking my sister and her kids out of my house after she lost her job, even though I know they have nowhere else to go? I let her stay for 3 months rent free, but she refused to clean. Oh. Didn't contribute to groceries, and even had the nerve to throw a birthday even had the nerve to throw a birthday party in my house without me asking. I snapped and told her to get out immediately. And now my family is calling me heartless. Am I wrong? Oh boy, this is a hard one. Um, are you wrong? I'm going to say no on this one. Here's why, right? You said she lost her job and she doesn't have anywhere else to go. And you allow her and the kids to come in. Here's my thing. This is my mindset, right? If somebody is nice enough to do something for you, you should definitely show your gratitude in ways that you can. You should be appreciative and you should show your gratitude. And to me, what that would look like if I'm living with my sister and my kids, I am going to make sure that one, you never have to clean up behind me. You never have to clean up behind my kids. And I'm going to go extra over and beyond, and I'm going to clean up after you too. One thing you won't have to worry about is this house being messy. The house will be clean. You wouldn't have to worry about that because that doesn't cost me anything. I'm not working. For all I know, that I'm thinking that the kids are school age. The kids are off at school. Why wouldn't I? And I'm not paying you anything. So why wouldn't I clean? Like, and then if she is throwing, if she's throwing parties, man, that is so. To me, that's like a slap in the face because you can't say you don't have nowhere else to go. You can't afford to live on your own, get your own place. Well, I'm assuming since she lost her job, she had to come out of her own place. So that means that you're in a financial rut, right? Things are rough financially right now. Where is the excess income or funds to be able to throw a birthday party? And I'm not saying when you go through something difficult, you shouldn't be allowed to have fun. But if you had money for a party, you had money to help with groceries. Because that means that you're feeding yourself, your sister, and her three kids. That is not fair to you if she has a little something she can help out with. And so to me, she had her priorities messed up, and that was disrespectful. And she threw the party without letting you know. Yeah, without asking you, nah. No, that's disrespectful. You crossing boundaries. Out of line. Absolutely out of, and it's almost giving selfish because here I am making sure that you and your children, my nieces and nephews, have somewhere to lay their head at night and a hot meal in their belly. And the funds you do have, you're taking it and you're splurging it on a birthday party that you didn't even get permission to have at my home. Like, nah, nah, mm-mm. Would I have put her out immediately? No, I wouldn't because that's just not how I move. But I don't think you wrong for putting her out because I do feel like she's trying you. I feel like that's a slap in the face. I wouldn't have put her out immediately. I probably would have told her, look, no more parties in my home. If you had money for a party, you got money to contribute to the groceries. So now you are responsible for some of these groceries. I would have made it very clear what my expectations are when it comes to cleaning. You need to help me keep this house clean. You got multiple kids running around here. The house needs to stay clean. Bare minimum, that's what you're gonna do. I would set my expectations. Like this is what I'm expecting while you are here. Like let's be very clear. And the groceries part, if she does not have no money coming in, no nothing, no child support, no type of assistance, no type of income coming in, okay, fine. I will take care of the groceries, but I'm not trying to see you go around partying when I'm having to feed you and your kids. Like, nah, no, that's like a slap in the face, and I will let her know that. But I will give her a time limit. I'll probably, give her a couple of months. Hey, get back on your feet. Well, the job market is hard right now, but give her some time to get back on her feet. But I will let her know, like, I feel disrespected. I feel like this is a slap in the face. I don't appreciate it. Like, I will let her know. But I do get why you put her out. I don't think you're wrong. Maybe you guys could have communicated better with each other. Maybe you should have set your expectations in the beginning, but I get it. You probably ain't never been through this before. But yeah, nah. But if you feel bad, call her up, have a conversation. Communication rules the nation. Have a conversation with her, talk about it, let her know how you felt, listen to how she felt, and then maybe you guys can work something out. Maybe you can let her come back till she gets on her feet, give her a cutoff date, and then boom, work it from there. That's what I would do if I were you. Let me know how it goes, girl. All right, y'all. Lastly, the hard truth of the week. Even if you are very sorry, you still have to accept the consequences of the offense. Even if you are very sorry, you still have to accept the consequences of the offense. Let's talk about it. So, there are times where we will unintentionally hurt people, right? It could be with an action, it could be with our words. Um, it could be how we treated them, how we viewed them, how we judged them. It could range, right? A range of things. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be your partner, your lover. Like, and you do something to hurt them. And you could be very sorry. There are times where we hurt people that we love and care about unintentionally, right? And you can be sorry for that. You can say, I am sorry, I did not mean it. But at the end of the day, you still have to suffer the consequences from whatever comes from that, right? You still have to deal with that. So for an example, right? You and a friend could be arguing and you could tell that friend like you make me sick, like I hate you, blah 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 blah. And you and the friend, y'all go your separate ways, but when you come back, you apologize, you say, hey, I didn't mean that. Please forgive me. And the friend could forgive you, right? But that could have changed something in that friend's brain to where it is like, I can't view you the same anymore because somebody that truly loves me would never tell me that they hate me. And so that could change something for them, right? And that could have the friend moving a little different with you. And that's just what it is because now that friend has to protect themselves, right? That is the barrier that something changed. And so even though you didn't mean it, you were just in the heat of the moment, this is what happened. This is the outcome. And even though we may not like the outcome, and even though the friend may accept the apology, this is what it is. And you hate that it has to be that way, but this is just where we are with things because of what happened. We just got to eat it. Just like you in a relationship with someone, your partner cheats on you, people stay. People stay after being cheated on, but oftentimes you will find that the person that was cheated on doesn't trust their partner anymore. They're looking at them sideways. And so they may tell their partner, hey, I forgive you. But now things have changed, right? Now they don't really trust you when you say you're out with your friends. And even though you were sorry for cheating, mm, you were sorry for cheating, you apologize, that person accepted it. There still has been a change in the dynamics of the relationship. And if you're gonna stay with this person, you have to eat that. So I guess this is just a cautionary tale to we need to be extra careful with the ones that we love because our actions, they have some type of impact. And it may be good, it could possibly be bad, whether you mean it or not. So at the end of the day, even if you are very sorry, you still have to accept the consequences of the offense. I don't make the rules, y'all. I don't make it. I don't make it. I don't make it. That is the hard truth of the week, okay? All right. We kept it short and sweet today, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching, listening. Please share, comment, like, subscribe, share this with somebody that may enjoy it. We're still a bit in the family. And you could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me. And I appreciate that. I do not take it for granted. So happy you're here. Thank you for tuning in. All right, guys. Let's toast up. Okay. Here's to softer living and truths that set you free.